Now some of you may be asking, what have I done to myself? Well, this is the orange peel from Orange Whip, and I love this training aid for helping players get off their toes. So here's what happens. A lot of golfers get on their toes in the downswing, or they ride their toes throughout their swing. And what I mean by that is we have to create a pressure shift in our feet from toe to heel and left to right to create rotation and slide and jump, things like that. So in order for us to make solid contact, we have to learn how to move around a good bit, more than most people think. Most people think you just kind of stay in the balls of your feet, you just hang out there. That's not what happens at all. But this tip today is specifically for you golfers out there that find themselves on your toes. Now, if you're watching from down the camera line here, you can see that this thing's pulling me towards my toes, and you're sitting there going, wait a second, coach. You're telling me you're supposed to get off the toes, and you're telling me now that I need to be pulled onto my toes? Abso-freaking-lutely. Here's why. Most golfers try and combat riding their toes or falling over on their toes by sitting in their heels. And what happens is when you sit in the heels, there's only one direction left to go, and it's to fall on your toes. And so what this device does, which I think is really kind of cool, is that by pulling me into my toes, my body's learning how to stabilize back against it. And so what I mean by that is by it's pulling me down, I'm pushing away from that so I don't fall on my face. I wouldn't take huge swings here, but I would do it in a short control burst. And by it's pulling me down, I'm trying to fight against it. And the thing I love about this for a lot of my players is once you get off of it, that's when the magic starts to happen. And so we get reloaded here. We feel that pulling down. Another cool part is the way this is set up. It kind of helps you get in some good, better posture with engaging the right muscle groups. So we get geared up. Good pressure on my feet. I'm fighting the bands a good bit. Making another good golf swing. And by fighting this resistance band, I'm learning to push away. So now if I unhook it, drop that down, put that down, reload. When I get in here, it's like, oh gosh, I'm not fighting falling over anymore. I'm learning how to kind of posture back up. And so now, instead of falling onto my toes, I'm squaring myself up a little bit, and now that push away from the golf ball in the downswing should feel a lot easier. And so if you do have something like this you can train with, it's a lot of fun because now I have a whole bunch of different ways I can use this to create different pressures, different shifts, different movements. And so for us here, the thing to remember is if you're going to do that, you got to get something that makes the turf a little bit higher to match the fact that you're standing off the ground. And so again, the big thing we're trying to do here is stay off of our toes by not starting in my heels and then falling into my toes to hit the shot, but starting on my toes, pressuring against where those bands were pulling, pushing into my heel in the backswing, pushing into my heel on my left foot in the downswing. So now I've learned how to create some activation in my lower body so I can stabilize my core better throughout the golf shot. And now balance is a lot easier to figure out. So if you don't have something like this, what I would tell you to do is you can get resistance bands, those stretchy bands you can buy at sporting goods stores, put it underneath the balls of your feet and tie it to your belt loop, and that'll pull you down towards your toes as well, and that'll give you those same feels as you're trying to move through the golf shot. So if you like this tip, be sure to leave a comment below, leave a little love, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And let's keep getting out there and hitting some better golf shots.